How long can systems remain broken? How many lives should be lost before action is taken? Will someone else be willing to stand up? After seeing far too many children die of rare and orphan diseases, I asked myself these questions. It was clear to me I had the responsibility to act. 15 years later, we continue our movement. With over 10,000 patients in our system, our answer to improving the system was clear. Our unique data integrated institute had to clearly show markedly better outcomes compared to the standard. We've done that. Our action is real and tangible. When you see injustice in a failed system, what will you do? Injustice has defined the last months and days of events in this country. Let your action be real and tangible. My name is Dr. Indipal Randhawa. I'm the founder and chief executive officer of the Translational Pulmonary and Immunology Research Center and the Southern California Food Allergy Institute. I wrote this statement several weeks ago after the brutal murder of George Floyd. I wrote this statement because of the uprising which followed reflected a momentum to address systemic abuses of power. Mr. Floyd, in one individual, in one life-ending experience, exposed the gross inequity our systems impose on the Black and colored communities in this country. I see this every day in the many hospitals I operate within. I see African American patients who are driven to the ER, very sick, and I ask them why they drive them to the ER instead of calling an ambulance. And time and again, they tell me when they call 911, no one shows up. The inequity in our country towards the Black community is centuries old. The healthcare system has been woefully involved in treating the Black community in the worst way possible. Even in healthcare research, for decades, the Black community was willfully and wrongfully treated as scientific research subjects way beyond the experiments of Tuskegee. This type of inequity results in distrust of the healthcare system by the Black community. What happens when there is continued distrust of a healthcare system? It results in healthcare disparities, and you hear the numbers often. Black women are 40% more likely to die of breast cancer. Black men are 1.3 times more likely to have new cases of colon cancer. Black children are 2 times as likely to have asthma. Black babies are 3.5 times as likely to die as infants due to complications related to low birth weight. And Black babies have 2 times higher infant mortality rate, and this is in 2020. I have donated over a decade of my life and personal finances to build a food anaphylaxis center that treats nearly 10,000 patients. My goal was to treat all children without restrictions so they could have access to safety and freedom. As a nonprofit, we even built financial strategies that would accommodate patients in regards to state and federal insurance. The goal in the end was to treat everyone. However, today, in an organization with nearly 10,000 patients, only 1 to 2% of our patients are Black. This is a serious problem. Several nationwide studies have shown that Black children are 4 to 5 times as likely to develop food anaphylaxis. In addition, Black children are 3 to 4 times as likely to die of anaphylaxis. This is another example of healthcare inequity, which our organization has failed to address. Perhaps it is because we did not advertise our program enough. Perhaps it is because we do not describe the accessibility options to our program enough. Regardless, our organization's ability to include Black children in our treatment population needs to improve. So today, in order to improve access to the tolerance induction program, I will personally seed fund $50,000 to develop a series of $1,000 annual grants to offset the cost of TIP treatment specific to the Black community. Further details on this grant program will be available through our philanthropy division in the next 2 weeks. It is time to stop talking, and it is time for tangible action. I challenge and encourage anyone who shares my conviction that Black children are our children. They deserve access to life-saving treatment, and this is only one step in the right direction. I encourage you to financially support this program. Match my contribution. Make your impact known in the Black community. We all have a responsibility because Black lives matter.